I'm having babies and pregnancies on opposite sides of the year, as far apart as you can get, like November to May, 6 months exactly. Now my kids are 18 months apart. But let's talk about the pregnancies from February to November versus August to May. Now I obviously already have my November baby, but I am halfway through my May baby, and I do have some opinion. So if you're family planning and you're trying to decide what time of year to get pregnant, here's some tips. Now these are not going to be symptoms. It's just going to be like pregnancy and birth, different times of the year, and what I preferred. So with Ronnie, my baby that was born in November, the last day of my period, or first day of my last period, was February. With baby girl who's going to be born in May, it was August. I personally have liked the summer pregnancy better than the winter pregnancy, mainly just on clothes. In summer, you wear less clothing, and so as soon as that bump started bumping, I was able to just show her off, and that was so fun. I've really struggled. Like, I'm halfway through this pregnancy and I still don't feel like I look pregnant because I wear so many layers. And by the time I was dressing warm for this November baby, I was so pregnant, like you could tell. So getting dressed has been harder for this one. However, postpartum in November, December was terrible. Ronnie was born 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and everyone else's world kept going, and ours obviously stopped because we had a newborn. But like when holidays are happening, we wanted to do things. People wanted to still do things, but like we physically couldn't because we had a brand new baby. And so like Thanksgiving, I was 2 weeks postpartum at the country club with my husband's family, realizing I should not be here, but I was there because I wanted to celebrate Thanksgiving. With my family, like with my dad and my brothers, I always coordinate the Thanksgiving celebration, and they did not get it through their head that I was not hosting. I said I will go somewhere else if it is hosted, but I'm not hosting. They did not get it through their head. They were like, we'll do all the cooking, we'll do all the cleaning, we just want to like be at your house and with you and Ronnie and Ben. And I finally was like, do not come to my house. My dad and my brothers, I love them. However, they are not the best spatially aware, and they don't clean as well as they think they do. They're very loud and they take up a lot of space. And I knew postpartum that was not going to fly. I'm excited to have a baby in May and June because there's no holidays, so I don't feel like I have to be present or I'm going to miss out. Obviously, like we canceled all Christmas plans after Thanksgiving, and everyone was so understanding, and they came to us in ways that we wanted them to, and that was amazing. However, I'm really excited to not even have to do that with this. There are things that happened during this time, like that family members did, that was honestly them just existing. But when those things happen again, it's still triggering a year later. So I'm picking this one. With Ronnie, we kept the name a secret until birth. With baby girl, we have told the name to family, and I would keep it a secret. We have people that don't love Ronnie's name and they call him something different and whatever. But like at Christmas, I was talking about, oh, how next year when baby blank is here, and I said her name, and a certain person in my family goes, huh, you're gonna name her blank? And then spelled out her name and was like, oh. And that person very rarely has nice things to say, so I'm not that triggered by it. But at the same time, I was like, shut up. Like, if you want to name a baby, either have a baby or adopt a cat. But like, you don't have an opinion based on my baby. And again, people have opinions on Ronnie, but him being here, also telling people his name when they met him, was so much more special. Now we're talking about her and saying her name, and I was like, I liked it better when it was just Ben and I talking about him. A baby shower versus a sip and see. I am very excited to have a sip and see with this baby. The baby shower was very awkward. I was so pregnant. It was hard for me to have conversations. I remember sitting there opening gifts, and it was like really uncomfortable. We did like a brunch theme, and so everyone had mimosas and I had juice. I'm excited to do a sip and see because I can just sit there and hold the baby, and people can come to me. We'll have more to talk about because the baby will be here. And of course, it'll be summer. With getting pregnant in February, I was able to keep it a secret longer because very little goes on between February and April. With getting pregnant in August, we had pretty much told people right away. Like I said, the only things that happened in the first 12 weeks, and not that I think that you should have to wait 12 weeks, but again, with the name, we liked having something that was just ours. So the only two things that happened was my best friend's birthday and St. Patrick's Day, and I was able to tell my best friend, and like at her birthday party, I just drank ginger ale. Nobody was paying attention to me because it was her birthday. And St. Patrick's Day, like Ben and I went out together like we always do, and nobody, I mean, he knew I wasn't drinking, but like nobody, like, you know. And yes, this is all based on alcohol, get over it. I found out I was pregnant 3 days before my best friend's wedding. I did not want that out. It was her wedding that we were so excited for. I did not want people knowing I was pregnant, and even the glimmer of conversation coming away from her to me, I did not want that. However, my mother-in-law was on her way from Texas to watch Ronnie during like the whole wedding activities, and we drank wine together, and she was gonna know, and I didn't want her to find out by like guessing And so we told her, and so because we told her, we told family, and then family knew before my best friends knew, which I know happens a lot, but like I wanted to tell my best friends first. Anyway, there's a lot that happens for me personally between September and December. I couldn't keep it a secret. Now this one might be kind of symptoms. Being pregnant in the summer, I had humid hair and it was like really curly. Being pregnant in the winter, I have dry hair and dry skin, and I'm constantly bleeding. I'm getting nosebleeds, my skin is bleeding, I'm getting breakout. I don't know if it's boy versus girl or what, but like aesthetically, being pregnant in the summer was better for me. I glowed because I was oily and sweaty. This one, I'm so cracked and so dry. It's just like awful. And I know this is long, but I'm glad you're still here. If you are older, class younger, I was a teacher for 5 years. And I think that there's so much benefit that comes from being the oldest in the class, especially for girls. So my son will be one of the oldest in his class because he's born in November. She will be one of the youngest because she's born in May. And I guess technically she's in the middle because the calendar year goes from September to August. So she is in the middle, but her birthday will be at the end of the school year. And obviously she's not here yet, and Ben is like, no, but I do think we might redshirt her just because my experience from teaching 5th grade is so much changes from 4th to 6th. And I see so many benefits, especially from the girls that are older versus the girls that are younger. The girls that are younger get really influenced by the girls that are older, and the girls that are older are the ones doing the influencing. And I think I would rather have my daughter setting the example for others instead of being influenced by older girls. Now, this might be sexist. I don't know. I mean, it might make me a bad feminist, but I taught that. In fact, during COVID year, we did not have enough 4th grade teachers, so they took the smartest 4th graders and put them in 5th grade. So there were 2 girls that I had for 2 years. I had them as 4th graders, and then I had them as true 5th graders. And that first year, come March, April, May, they struggled because they were so much more immature than my almost 6th grade girls. And that's like puberty. But if you think about driving and voting and buying alcohol and like that kind of stuff, I really do think that there are a million benefits from being the oldest. So if you can plan it, I would try to have your baby's birthday be before Christmas. And those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours.